Hello guys, I Shraddha Gajjar and today I am going to teach you about the digestive system, in that the anatomy and physiology of the pancreas. First we will see the introduction of the pancreas. The pancreas, it is a mixed gland, that is the endocrine and the exocrine gland. It is a ductless and ductus gland. Okay, that's why we can say the mixed gland. Now it is in pale grey color, or weight of the pancreas, that is the 60 grams, length that is the 12 to 15 centimeter long. The location of pancreas in the epigastric and left hypochondriac region in the abdominal cavity. You can see in the figure, in the left hand hypochondriac and in the epigastric region of the abdominal cavity. Also it is found behind the stomach with the head of the pancreas that is surrounded by the duodenum. In second figure you can see. Now the parts of the pancreas, that is the three parts: head, body and the tail. The first one, that is the head. It is the first portion of the pancreas and it lies in the curve of the duodenum. Second part, that is the middle portion, that is the body. It behind the stomach. Third part, that is the tail. It is a narrow portion and it is the end of the pancreas. It lies in front of the left kidney and just reaches the spleen. So this is all about the parts. Now it is a mixed gland because it has the internal hormonal role, it is endocrine gland, and the external digestive role, that is the exocrine gland. Now the exocrine, that secrete the pancreatic juice, and endocrine because there has islets of the Langerhans which secrete the insulin as well as the glucagon. Both hormone will be secreted by the pancreas. The function of the pancreas. The pancreas is a dual function gland because it is a mixed gland, because it has feature of the both endocrine as well as the exocrine gland. First, endocrine function of the pancreas. The part of the pancreas with the endocrine function is made up of the approximately the million cell cluster, that is the called islets of the Langerhans, which secrete the insulin as well as the glucagon. The islets have no duct, so the hormone diffuse directly into the blood. So we can say it is a ductless gland and the hormone will directly goes into the blood. The endocrine pancreas secrete the hormone, that is the insulin and glucagon, which is principally concerned with the control of the blood glucose level, that you know. Now we will see the exocrine gland that helps out the digestive system. It secretes the pancreatic fluid or pancreatic juice that contain the digestive enzymes that pass to the small intestine, especially in the duodenum. These enzymes help to further breakdown of the carbohydrate, protein and lipids in the chyme. So this is the exocrine function. The exocrine component of the pancreas, it is often called simply the exocrine pancreas. It is the portion of the pancreas that performs the exocrine function. The pancreas is also the main source of the enzyme for digesting fat, that is the lipids and the protein. Now the blood supply of the pancreas: in the arterial blood supply, that is the splenic and mesenteric arteries, and venous drainage of the pancreas, that is the splenic and mesenteric vein. You can see in the figure there is a vein and the arteries. Now, the another organ, that is the gallbladder. The structure of the gallbladder, that is a hollow organ that sits just beneath the right lobe of the liver. Okay, where it is situated, it is a hollow organ and it lies just beneath the right lobe of the liver. The size of the pancreas in the adult, that is the 8 centimeter in length and 4 centimeter in diameter when it is fully distended. Now, the capacity of the gallbladder, that is the 100 ml. It has a shape like a tapered or pear shape. It is a sac-like structure with the open end opening into the biliary tree and the cystic duct. Now, anatomically, the gallbladder is divided into three sections, that is the fundus, body and neck. You can see in the figure the parts, that is the fundus, body and neck. The first, that is the fundus. It is a rounded end and that faces the front of the body. Then second, that is the body. In contact with the liver, lying in the depression at the bottom of the liver. The third part, that is the neck, that tapers and it is a continuous with the cystic duct and it is a part of the biliary tree. That is the neck. Okay, that is the end portion. So this is all about the part of the gallbladder. Now we'll see the structure of the gallbladder. The wall of the gallbladder has the same layer of the tissue as those described in the basic structure of the alimentary canal or GI tract. Okay. Now the blood supply of the gallbladder, that is the arterial blood supply, it is given by the cystic artery and venous drainage done by the cystic vein, which is joined at the portal vein. Now we will see the function of the gallbladder. The main purpose of the gallbladder is to store the bile and also called the gall. The gallbladder is a part of the biliary system and serves as a reservoir for the bile which is produced by the liver. Okay, bile is produced in the liver and then the bile will be stored into the gallbladder. The liver produces the bile and then it flows through the hepatic duct into the gallbladder. From the hepatic duct, the bile will be entered into the gallbladder. At any one time, there will be 30 to 60 ml of bile. It is stored within the gallbladder. There is 30 to 60 ml storage. When food containing fat enters into the digestive tract, then it will stimulate the secretion of the cholecystokinin, that is the CCK, in the duodenum and the jejunum. Okay, when the food which contain the fat, at that time it is stimulate secretion of this cholecystokinin in the duodenum and jejunum for the fat absorption. In response to cholecystokinin, the gallbladder rhythmically contract and release their content into the common bile duct, which eventually draining into the duodenum. Okay, bile will be eventually draining into the duodenum. The relaxation of the hepatopancreatic sphincter is caused by the CCK and a reflex response to contraction of the gallbladder. Okay, when fat will enter into the stomach and into the duodenum, then there will be a contraction of the gallbladder and the sphincter will be, the hepatopancreatic sphincter will be released, which is caused by the CCK, and the bile will enter into the duodenum. So this is all about the pancreas as well as the gallbladder, the anatomy and the physiology of the pancreas and gallbladder. So if you have any query and any doubts, you can ask me anytime. Thank you. Hello guys, I have made video for you. This is the educational video as a part of anatomy and physiology. If you like my video, then please subscribe my channel and like the video. Thank you.